I'm reading from In Praise of Great Compassion by His Holiness the Dalai Lama that just came out. And the book talks about the compassion and bodhicitta from the perspective of the Theravada or Pali tradition, the Tibetan tradition, the Chinese tradition. So I read a passage from the Chinese tradition before. Now I'm going to read one from the Pali tradition. Okay, and so this is written by Dhammapala. He's a 6th century AD master, lived in South India, and he wrote this incredible text called Treatise on the Paramis, or on the perfections. And so it's explaining the bodhicitta and the 10 perfections from the perspective of the Pali tradition. So here he's talking about skillful means is the wisdom that transforms the 10 perfections into the collections necessary to attain awakening. So the collection of merit, the collection of wisdom. So here's what Dhammapala says. These great beings, in other words, the bodhisattvas, devote themselves to working uninterruptedly for the welfare of others, without any concern for their own happiness and without any fear. They are able to promote the welfare of all sentient beings, and even on occasions when they are merely seen, heard of, or recollected, inspire confidence in others. Through his wisdom, a bodhisattva perfects within himself the character of a Buddha. Through his compassion, the ability to perform the work of a Buddha. Through wisdom, he brings himself across the ocean of samsara. Through compassion, he leads others across. Through wisdom, he understands the suffering of others. Through compassion, he tries to alleviate their suffering. Through wisdom, he becomes disenchanted with suffering. Through compassion, he accepts suffering. And there's a lot to think about here. Okay. Through wisdom, he aspires for nirvana. Through compassion, he remains in samsara. Through compassion, he enters samsara. Through wisdom, he does not delight in it. Through wisdom, he destroys all attachments. But because his wisdom is accompanied by compassion, he never desists from activities that benefit others. Through compassion, he trembles with sympathy for all. But because his compassion is accompanied by wisdom, his mind is unattached. Through wisdom, he is free from I-making and mind-making, in other words, grasping at I and mine. Through compassion, he is free from lethargy and depression. So too, through wisdom and compassion respectively, he becomes his own protector and the protector of others, a sage and a hero, one who does not torment himself or torment others, one who promotes his own welfare and the welfare of others, fearless and a giver of fearlessness, dominated by consideration for the Dharma and by consideration for the world, grateful for favors done and active in doing favors for others, devoid of ignorance and craving, accomplished in knowledge and in conduct, possessed of the powers and the grounds for self-confidence. Thus, wisdom and compassion, as the means for attaining each of the specific fruits of the paramis, is the condition for the paramis, or the perfections. The same pair is a condition for the resolution, the generation of bodhicitta as well. Were there some things in there that sounded very familiar, like they could have come out of a Tibetan text? Yeah, the meaning's quite the same. Bhikkhu Bodhi actually told me that part of Sangha's Bodhisattva Bhumis was translated into Pali by Dhammapala and incorporated in some text. I don't know, it might have been this text, I'm not sure. But yeah, there's definitely some similarities, huh? Okay, so that's from the Pali tradition. Then, okay, maybe I'll save the next one for Monday, okay, from the Tibetan tradition. It's about mind training, and it's a little bit longer, okay?